Welcome to Force for Thought. This is Mobina Ahmadi, and I am your host for this episode. Today, I will be interviewing Hani Safadi. So, how are you doing with school?
I like to think I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, doing well. What are your classes? What are you taking?
So this semester at Kerry High School, I'm taking AP Chemistry, AP Computer Science, AP Music Theory, and AP English Literature. At Rake Tech, I'm taking the community college. I'm taking accounting, business law, introduction to ethics, and principles of management, in addition to general physics and microbiology. And then at NC State, I'm taking differential equations. So a
Wow,
lot.
that's a lot. So can you organize them in sections? Like, what do you mean? You're studying in NC, Wake Tech, and high school right now?
Yeah, so as part of dual enrollment, I can take classes at the community college and at Cary High School. So I get to take classes that I personally think are really interesting, like microbiology and ethics. And then I also get to cross register with NC State and take differential equations.
Okay, so how are you taking all of these classes right now?
Um, it's hard, but gotta persevere through it. Manage your time.
How do you manage it?
So I personally, many people have different strategies. I personally keep like a schedule and like a daily agenda and just track all my assignments and all my upcoming exams and assessments.
Mm, okay. So do you use any kind of tools to help with the management?
Yeah, so I have apps on my phone that I don't use, but the biggest thing that it use is agenda. So I have sort of a book of just on the dates everything is
Mhm.
um happening, and then I will cross them out when I complete something, or I will schedule my time or like when to study and how many days before the test to study and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool. That's actually a lot to do as a senior. I thought a lot of seniors they don't do much because they're gonna be graduating soon. They already got accepted. So we all know that you got accepted to Duke. So are you committed?
So I'm currently evaluating all my options right now. Duke is definitely the most like prestigious school I've gotten into. I've also gotten a couple of offers from Georgetown University. I got to go there. That was pretty fun. And then I got full ride scholarships to UNC and the University of Virginia. So
Ooh.
currently evaluating everything and all my aid, but Duke's definitely the most prestigious school I've gotten into so far.
Between your options, so you're not decided on Duke, right?
Not completely until they give me my aid offer, of course, and just I have to go visit and make sure everything is like transferable. But again, it's right now it's definitely a really like top contender.
How are you trying to pick the college? Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah, so right now, I currently am just through like evaluating my options. I'm picking the college I think's like sort of the best fit for me.
Uh,
So I have to go, of course, and visit all of my colleges and make sure. And then also like for me at least, going to college is sort of a intermediary for grad school, and that's currently why right now I'm mostly thinking of going to Duke, just because I think that would be the best intermediary for getting into like a PhD program.
that's pretty cool. How did you got into these schools? Like, do you do extracurriculars, academics?
So, first I applied, so that's sort of the main thing that I think got me in. Um, so in addition to school obviously isn't the entirety of the application, right? So the biggest thing I did was research outside of school I've been doing for a couple of
Ooh,
years.
what research have you been doing?
So it was a mathematics project on quantum fermions. so an analog of the Fafio undetermined identity when you put it into a quantum setting. And then it was really cool that I got, funding from NASA and the NSF, and I got to eventually publish that. And I think that was a really big part of um, getting me into a bunch of these schools. I also think that participating in various extracurriculars, like band, was a big part of my career high, but also extracurricular bands as well for different colleges and stuff. And it was a pretty big part, and I got to submit a virtual audition video for all of that. And then also volunteering was a big part of it. So not only through high school, but I also and I chair the Wake Tech student government. So I think lots of those leadership experiences sort of set me up the most.
So have you been planning on doing all these since like first grade or something?
No, 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 of course not. So for me, high school, of course, I love like I worked really hard. I took classes I thought were interesting. And that's sort of what set me up GPA and rank rise, being number one, having a high GPA. But interests tend to go more outside of that.
Mm.
So I really wanted to pursue just anything that I thought it was really interesting to me, rather than just, focusing on school 95% of the time. I really wanted to broaden my horizons.
Mm-hmm. So beside like extracurriculars and academics, have you been doing any sports or do you like work?
Yeah, of course. So, uh, freshman and sophomore year, and I think a little bit of junior year, I was on the wrestling team here. Um, Actually, that kind of ties into everything else because my research was getting so overbearing, and I was taking so many classes at school. I sadly had to drop that, which is really sad.
Mm.
But it was a really, fun experience. Even though it wasn't like I didn't get to put on an application, it was a really fun experience. And then, as far as work goes, currently I review um, papers to publish in a mathematics journal in Germany, and that's how I sort of get not only like work experience, but also gets me more introduced to the math field.
Okay, besides like having to leave wrestling, was there any other part of like school that really stressed you out or like in your life
Well,
you
yeah,
really
school always
stressed you out?
stresses me out of my life. So, um, a big thing I think, especially for me, was school or really anything in general. It's gonna be really overbearing, but instead of like backing off or like dropping stuff, I really wanted to like sort of manage my time properly, in a way confront it head on, because for me high school isn't going to be the time of my life where I have the most stress. If anything, it's going to get worse in college and get worse afterwards because I'm
Oh
going to
yeah.
be doing the most. So high school I think just is sort of a preparatory step for the future rather than, the main goal.
Oh, so is that how you like manage your stress? You just think about this as a like
Yeah, I
like
think
a
about this as it's always gonna get. This is sort of like the laid back part.
uh-huh.
It's gonna get worse, but in a good way though. I would love to do more and experience new things. And in college, I'm hoping to invest my time in like a couple of things, like extracurricularly, or just focus on like building connections and relationships rather than just school extracurriculars, research, like all of that.
Mm. So, so what are your plans for the future like for college and like what's your dream that you're focusing on that really motivates you to do more?
Yeah, obviously it's variable. I don't want to say like I have a goal, I'm gonna get to that goal. And then sort of disregard any experiences that may cause me to change my outlook. Currently, I'm thinking of majoring in computational biology and bioinformatics. So like gene editing or like biological simulation, stuff like that. And eventually planning on getting like a PhD or an MD PhD in that field.
Can I ask like what's your GPA and like what AP classes you took?
Okay, yeah. So let me remember. I think my GPA right now is a 4 point. I think it's 839 if I remember correctly. I've taken quite a bit of APs. Let me think. I think like 16 or 17 APs. Um, as well as like 30 dual enrollment classes. Um, and then of course that one NC State class. The classes are part of a dual enrollment program. NC State's sort of outside of that, and I just have to get approval to take a cross-registered class. It doesn't go on my like high school transcript, but then I get a new college transcript, and I get to take some really fun classes, such as differential equations.
So you like taking like the classes that were required in college and
So yeah, like if I went to UNC, I would be able to finish my degree in 1 year.
in UNC?
At UNC. At Duke, because Duke is such a like prestigious university, they want you to sort of take their classes. So it would be they would only take a couple of credits, but it'd still be shorter time.
So you have to take them like again, but it will be shorter.
And no, I won't have to take it again. I just take different classes to fill up the credits.
Oh, okay then. Overall, like of the 16 AP classes you took, what you got?
But I got my scores. So like I think it was 17 or 18, not 16. I think. I don't know. It's been too many. Um they were mostly fives. I think I got like A4. Obviously, I haven't taken these exams yet, um, but they were mostly fives. Again, Duke doesn't really take all of the AP classes; they'll only take a couple. But it was mostly just to like measure myself and see if I got the content.
Yeah. So, in what aspects do your parents like support you or motivate you?
Well, yeah, it's more than just parent support, but obviously they give me like time and space. The biggest thing. Just making sure that I'm always like supported and just like having um like a person that can like assist me or like give me things I need. So if I need like a prep book for like the ACT, um I just have to ask, right? Or if I need you know around like 2 hours one day when I can't go somewhere, all I have to do is ask, right? So it's mainly just having the time and space and the resources to really maximize myself to the fullest potential I think I can.
As of resources, are you referring to like NC State like classes and
Yeah, so
stuff?
the classes I take through Lake Tech are free. I do pay a small fee for the NC State class, but that was more than like that was on top of everything. So it was really good that I was able to take it even though there was a small fee.
Mm-hmm.
But in addition, like when when we have to take the ACT, right? I needed like 2 weeks to study for that, or I needed a prep book, and all I had to do was ask, right?
Yeah,
Rather than cramming for the exam or using like YouTube videos, right?
yeah.
So I think like really the big thing to just feel supported, and then time, money, space, resources.
Have you ever had like tutors to help you with anything?
Um, I wouldn't say I've had like a one-on-one tutor. I've if I need clarification on a subject, I would just Google it online, or sometimes I use ChatGPT tell me study, so maybe that could be my tutor, or just go and ask the teacher for advice. But I wouldn't say that I have like a one-on-one tutor.
So you never had a one-on-one tutor?
No, or
Oh,
like a tutor.
how are you managing all of this?
There's obviously just
Like mentally, how do you manage all of this?
yeah, basically just saying like there's people doing more than me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know, like maybe not at Kerry High School, but I know people like like even in the Triangle, or most of them like outside of the Triangle, like in California and New York, that are just they do so much, and I try to like live up to what they do, right? So just like I mean, I may be like may do research, I may be getting into great schools, but I know there's always someone else that somehow they're doing more.
So who are some people that you really like look up to?
Um, that's a great question. Obviously, I look up to my family, because they support me as we talked about. And I look up to people who are like on my level but are doing great things. So like again, students from like different schools that are doing amazing things. I'm not gonna like name them, but I know people not again not just from Cary High School or not just from even like Lake County, but there's some people I definitely know that like I just look up to because they're doing things that you know that couldn't really be comprehended, and then people that I just think are doing stuff or have done things despite severe challenges. So a big historical figure I look up to is Nikola Tesla. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I don't think
He's
so.
a physicist, a long time ago physicist, great scientist, but even a better person.
Mm, is there like any, do you like set boundaries and like goals for yourself that you have to like meet?
I'm gonna say I set goals for myself I have to meet. I think I set goals for myself that I would like to meet, right? If I fall short of the goal, I set goals for myself at an extremely high level because I know I'm gonna fall short of the goal and then still reach a maximum potential. So I think my only hard set goal is to reach my maximum potential.
What would be an advice you would give the other students?
My main advice would just be set goals you're passionate about and try to reach your full potential, your maximum potential.
So thank you for listening to Forks for Thought with,
Hani Safadi.
and tune in next time, and thank you so much.